Chat tales. Don't you wanna hear some chat tales?
Hello and welcome to another Chap Tales. Okay, for this episode I'm going to tell you about another little fishing trip. There's loads of fishing trips in my life, or was, before I could, now I can't see, I don't really go that much. Don't go at all, actually. Okay, so anyway, this is quite a funny one. So when I used to go fishing, I used to go with my pal Dean quite a lot. The pair of us both carp fishermen, and yeah, we just used to love going and that. And Hampstead Heath being on our doorstep was always, do you know what I mean? Like if we ever wanted to go somewhere quickly, boom, up the Heath. Anyway, so it was winter. It was late November, the 22nd or something. Anyway, we're like round the flats chatting. What's happening? It's Friday night. Should we go fishing? And then I was like, well, come on in, let's have it. Where are we going? So up the Heath, there's a pond called the Hampstead number 2, which is right next to the mixed swimming pond over on the Hampstead side of the Heath. So we went home, got all our gear ready and that. Dean got his stuff ready, I got my stuff ready, and then I think we got a cab. Like there was a local, this is before Uber took over, but there was a local cab firm, and we used to phone them up and say, look, we're going fishing, need a big vehicle, come and take all our gear up the Heath, and then we will call you to be collected. So me and Dean we're waiting downstairs for the cab, got all our gear, but take us up there where we go to a swim that's known as the Willow on the Hampstead number 2. It's like a corner next to, well, it's right next to some houses, actually, like the gardens of some houses, and out of one of these gardens comes this hanging over willow tree that hangs over the pond, and it's just like very carpy. Yeah. So anyway, so we both set up our tents, bed chairs, sleeping bags, the lot. We was ready for war. Anyway, so we've set up and we're just fishing, and then it's getting darker and it is starting to get cold. Now, about, I don't know, 10, half 10, something like that. It's just too cold to even be outside the tent. So Dean's sort of like, well, look, right, we got the buzzers on. I'm going to zip my tent up and get in my sleeping bag, and do you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, all right, good idea. So we both do that. So I'm in my tent, and I'm sitting there, I'm in my sleeping bag and that, and I'm thinking, bloody hell, this is meant to be a 4-season sleeping bag. It's like, I'm still fucking freezing. So I was like, all right, sweet. I was like, rummaging in my bag. What gear have I got with me? What other clothes have I got? And I found a pair of football socks that I'd thrown in there, whacked them on. There was like another jacket. There was a couple of waterproof things as well that I didn't need because it weren't raining, but I just thought, you know what I mean, nice layers and stuff might keep the old eating. So I'm sitting there, and I'm laying there. I'm in my bed chair, you know what I mean? And in my bag, my sleeping bag, I've got every bit of clothing on that I can possibly find. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm even like, I had a flask for my tea, which was warm, and that was in between my legs. in this, like, in my sleeping bag, I've got that in between my legs, and I'm sitting there, and I'll tell you what, I've never been more cold in my life. I thought, all this November fishing, are you having a laugh? I am never going to go fishing after October and before March or even April ever again. So I'm sitting there and I am freezing. I mean it. I'm just like, and I'm looking at the time, it's like midnight. I'm thinking, fucking, this is outrageous. And then in the end, I just thought, I can't take it no more, right? I got out of the bivvy, yeah, and I started running up and down the bank like I was training for a 100-meter sprint or something. And Dean, just like, I didn't even hear a peep from Dean. He's obviously fallen asleep, and he's all sweet as a nut, and he's bivvy, isn't he? So anyway, I'm running up and down. After a while, I got a little bit warmer, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll get back in my sleeping bag now. So got back in my sleeping bag, and I was like, this is just outrageous, man. And I was sitting there, and I was like contemplating leaving, but at that time, my eyes weren't as bad as they are, but I still would struggle to go home in the dark with all my fishing gear, you know what I mean? So I was like, this is outrageous. I was even thinking about just saying to Dean, I'm going to come get your sleeping bag with you. Anyway, that never happened though, sadly. No joke. Yeah, so I was just in this sleeping bag, and I am freezing. It was outrageous. It was like proper freezing. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching the clock thinking, come on daylight. But obviously in the winter it ain't getting light until like 8:30 in the morning. And I don't know how I did it, but I managed to get through to about 8:30 in the morning. And then I was like, that is it. That's it, finished. I'm off ski, mate. So I started packing down all my gear, packed the bivvy down. I packed it all up. Do you know what I mean? Like I had quite my rod bag, a massive bag, and then I had my bed chair. My bivvy was in the bag, yeah, in its bag, in the bag. Yeah. So I was basically just boom. I was ready to go. Like, and I was like, and Dean stuck his head out of his bivvy, and I looked at him, and I swear to God, he didn't even have his jacket on. And I was like, and he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, what am I doing? I said, I'm fucking freezing, mate. I've nearly died last night. I've been running up and down the bank like a lunatic. He's like, oh, was that you running up and down? Yeah, you woke me up. I was like, yeah, I woke you up, did I? And then he was like, oh, well, what are you doing? Because you said we was going to stay here 2 nights. It's Saturday now. We're staying tonight as well, aren't we? And I was like, you're having a laugh, mate. I said, I can't stay here. I'm freezing. I said, that's it. November fishing is off the Richter scale for me, mate. And he was like, oh, come on, John. Come on, please stay. And I goes, Dean, seriously, brother, I can't do it, mate. I cannot do it. And then I said, I'm going to go, all right. And then he was like, oh, all right. He said, hang about. I'll pack up and we'll call a cab, yeah? And I was like, all right, sweet. So hung about, he packed his gear down and all that. Like, neither of us had caught anything either, you know what I mean? It was probably too cold for the cart. They buried themselves under the mud at the bottom of the pond. But yeah, so he packed down and he's like, oh God, man, we could have done another night. I was like, oh, you can still do another night, mate. I just won't be next to you. And yeah, but it was outrageous. But you see carp fishermen are proper, you know what I mean, proper on it, like fishing all year round. Like, it's like up the heath and on the old swimming ponds, you see them jumping in at Christmas Day. Like, it's like, fuck that. And I was just like, no, this is not me. I am not a winter fisherman, I'm sorry. But his bivvy must have been better than mine. I think mine was a Witchwood bivvy and his was made by Fox, so maybe Fox make warmer bivvies, and maybe actually his sleeping bag was better than mine. And mine was a Witchwood bag as well, and I can't even remember what his bag was. But yeah, but oh God, some people, soldiers, mate, they can just do it, you know what I mean? Me, bit of a wuss when it comes to the cold. But yeah, okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that little short one. Like, subscribe, smash bells and all that sort of palaver. Yeah, nice one. Thanks for listening. Cheers.
Chap tales, don't you wanna hear some chap tales?